Almost 40 years ago, I wrote this book to help me with classes that I had with students who wanted to have a free-style conversation class where they could express themselves and talk amongst themselves in English. I got tired of scrambling every day to think of a topic, to get the questions. So I spent some time and developed this book called Labonte's English Conversation Topics. On the website, if you tap here, it will bring you up to the free PDF of the book. The book helped me solve my problem of getting a topic every day to go over with the class, something new and refreshing every day. So what I did was I developed a book which had 44 topics on a wide range of aspects of society, of life in the world these people live in. For people new going into a foreign culture, it's great in that it will expose you to their ways of thinking, their customs, what they do, how they do things, which is maybe very different from the way that we do things. So you learn a lot about a culture by doing this. In the introduction, I address my format of how I thought the class should be run. You can picture yourself with 5 or let's say 10 people in a class that have all paid money to sit down for an hour to talk. How do you make it fair? How do you make it productive? Well, there's 2 big problems that have to be addressed initially. One is the teacher talks too much. These students have come to a class where they want to practice their skills. They've heard teachers for years talk. They've heard Americans talk, native speakers talk. They want to practice their skills in a fair atmosphere where they can learn. The second problem is that some people in the class will talk much more than others. Everybody pays the same amount of money, but some people monopolize too much of the conversation. How do you stop that? So this was my attempt in the introduction here to show you how I handle that. First, let's picture we have a class with 10 students. My first rule is I call them the 5-minute specials because 5 times 10 is 50, and that's almost the full hour of the class. If you have smaller classes, you can divide the time differently. But everyone takes turns. No matter how well you speak or how poorly you speak, you've come to the class to talk. Everybody should have their chance for the same amount of time. So we take turns. Every student gets 5 minutes. No matter how good or bad the student is in conversation. I pick the question for the first student. I ask it to them, and depending on that student's answer, the rest of the students in class will have follow-up questions regarding how the other person answered. And it will go on like this for about 5 minutes, for example. So there's 5-minute periods. Some students tend to have questions which are much too long. Picture a person who has 5 minutes in the spotlight here, and somebody's making these super long questions. So the way I limit it is if the questions have a 15-second limit. If you can't ask the question within 15 seconds, I cut you off and we go to the next student, to the next answer. So we go to the next question. That's all. If you have a problem in the class where one person is asking too many questions every time, I then limit the number of questions a student can ask in each 5-minute segment or whatever time segment you have. This will force the other students to sit there and ask questions. It's okay if there's quiet time and everybody's trying to think of what to say, but it forces them to ask questions. There's no short answers. If somebody says, what did you end up doing last night? They can't just say, watch TV. They have to say, I ended up watching TV. They have to answer with a full, complete sentence. Part of the beauty of this format is that it forces students to develop their questioning skills, how they make questions. You can see if they make mistakes. The teacher's job is simply to correct mistakes very simply, not to monopolize the conversation, have fun, and encourage your students. The teacher speaks well. He doesn't have a problem. You're trying to help the students. The pictures in the book were donated to me by my brother in Minneapolis. So every topic has 2 pages. There are about 40 questions per topic, so you have a wide range of open-ended questions which people can answer. There are 44 topics. They range from all different aspects of their life, of their families, the politics, the TV, dating. It goes through all of these different topics. The nice thing is that you have 44 topics. Let's say there's 20 teaching days within a month. That means that this book will last for 2 months, and at the end of the 2 months, if you still have the students, you will come back to the same topic and it will be fresh for them. The beauty of having a structured format within the class is that everyone speaks. If you have one student or 2 students monopolizing the conversation, other students will just simply get bored. They will feel it's unfair. They may not vocalize that, but it will become evident when you see them not coming to the class. There's no more interest, and the only people coming to the class are the people who monopolize the conversation. Everyone is there to learn. Everyone should be given the chance to learn. So this basically anybody can use. You can download it on your iPad or your phone, and you have a ready book, a resource for you, so that when you go into a class, you're prepared or you look prepared, and you have something interesting to talk about. You're not going through the newspaper or the magazine every day thinking, what am I going to talk about? Which, gets tired for the teacher. So I made this book basically to solve my problem of trying to find a new topic every day and try to make a class interesting with a format within the class which helps everyone talk. So I hope you find it helpful.